And his opponents across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with red trim. He fights out of Sunderland and weighs in at 12 stone 2 pounds. As an amateur, his career culminated in his successful return home from the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games as a successful bronze medalist. As a professional, he enters the ring with 8 wins. 6 of those wins coming by way of knockout against a single draw. Please welcome Tony Jeffries. Your timekeeper is Barry Pinder. Your referee at the bell is Howard Foster. This is 8 3-minute rounds.
You both know the rules. Keep it clean. Break straight away when told. Both you watch your heads. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
Yeah, it's a big few months coming up for Tony Jeffries, who, as you heard the guys upstairs saying, has kind of turned his career around by going over to LA and hooking up with Tommy Brooks, who's in his corner tonight. And Brooks made his name with Evander Holyfield, but has worked with a host of world-class fighters, the Klitschko's, Tyson, Meldrick Taylor, Mike McCallum, the list goes on and on and on. And Tommy Brooks thinks that Tony Jeffries can be a serious contender, and he thinks he can do it at super middleweight. And he's always in the past campaigned at light heavy, and if he could take the power that he's got and harness that into a super middleweight body, he really could be a handful.
Well, I think the important thing is that Tony Jeffries realises things weren't going right and drastic changes has to be made, but I hope he shows these changes tonight. This is not about how quickly he can blast Paul Morby out of there. We want to see improvement, we want to see him boxing like a professional, we want to see patience. The power he has is natural power, he doesn't have to wind punches up. But he's a different class to this fellow, so I want him to show us that in every second that this fight lasts.
And Morby is the first southpaw he's boxed as a professional, Jeffries. He lost to a southpaw in the Olympic Games, that's why he's brought a bronze home. So he's got to work out that little conundrum first of all. And Morby's tough as well. He's only been stopped once, and that was in his second pro fight, and his last 3 fights have been for area titles, so he's done the 10 rounders as well. So there's experience, there's durability, and there's toughness with Paul Morby, as well as that awkward element of being a southpaw as well.
Well, this is good. I mean, already we can see Jeffries, he's not done anything reckless. The concentration's good, you know, he's trying to counter, he's stepping a lovely punch. Yep, this is good. This is not the reckless stuff we saw from him in the past.
And that's exactly what Tommy Brooks has been working at. He just wants to calm him down. I got a chance to speak to Tommy briefly yesterday. I said, anything in particular you've been working on? He said, everything. You've got to get him out of the amateurs and into the pros. And it was interesting that he just said, I just want to settle him down, that he's not going to try and KO with every punch. And he's going to let the knockouts come.
Another consideration is he's going to have trouble with cuts. He's been cut twice already, so he doesn't want to be charging in, heads coming together. History showing that he's coming off worse when that happens. So he needs a cool head, he needs to use the jab, which he hasn't done greatly so far, did it there? But against the southpaw, that he might find that a little bit difficult. But we want to see him doing things behind the jab, but mainly thinking what he's doing and keeping a cool head. And we've seen that already.
Jeffries, always got to be impressed when somebody leaves their hometown and goes halfway across the world to further their career. It shows the kind of commitment and the 100% dedication that you need to make it in this business.
I mean, you can even see these little short arm punches that he throws up close. He's very heavy-handed. Even you can see they were shaking Morby up. So power is not something that Jeffries has to think about or work on. That was a decent opening round.
Nice one. Hey, look, I'm trying too hard to hit him with that right hand. Keep showing him the jab. Breathe, baby, breathe. Take a deep breath. Look, just keep showing him the jab and drop the right hand right behind him. Forget about the hooks and everything else. This guy's scared to death. You know what I'm saying? And look, remember what I said, when you're on the inside, turn into those shots, okay? When you're on the inside, turn into those shots. Just turn into them, okay? Doing great, baby. Here you go.
So Tommy Brooks dispensing his wisdom in the corner to Tony Jeffries.
I'm not saying we saw elegance in the opening round from Jeffries. I don't know if we'll ever see that, but we certainly did see patience. We saw him thinking what he was doing, and we saw him picking punches and decent accuracy. So certainly improvements, looks like.
And Jeffries also said just relax a little bit more with that right hand, and he also said this guy's scared to death of you. Well, Paul Morby might have other ideas, but it would be wise to respect that power. He does carry a very heavy right hand, does Tony Jeffries.
You see, you can force opponents at this level into making mistakes just by intimidating them, not with actually throwing the punches, just with that present, being straight in front of them, being on them. And that's what he's doing. He's not wasting punches, which is promising. He's waiting for the opportunities, he's trying to make them. So not the crazy, wild, swinging stuff that we've seen from him before when he becomes frustrated. Good shot.
A couple of decent shots went in there. The right hands, but Morby tied him up, bought himself some time. What do you think about the decision of the Jeffries camp to campaign at super middle? Can he do that?
Well, with the power he's got, if he can make super middleweight comfortably, and I think that is a tremendous, historically it's a new division, but it's a tremendous division, and over the years there's been big money in that division, so if he can do it, if he can be strong with the power he carries, yep, that'd be good news.
And first again, nice little left jab. Yeah, he would be a big banger in the super middles if he's not drained at the weight. It's certainly something he and Tommy Brooks have been talking about, and that's the decision has been made.
So he's not in any hurry. I mean, in the past he would have been worried that so long has passed and he hasn't landed a punch, but he's taking his time. He's doing what he's told, which maybe has not been something he's been able to do in the past, and he's working now with someone he trusts. So I think it could all be on the up for him.
Patience, I'm sure, is one of the things that Tommy Brooks is preaching as well. Jeffries, as you say, Jim, has tended to get a little bit tight the longer things have gone on. He's certainly opening things up a little bit here, and Morby was shaken up there.
See, he's giving Morby the impression that he's surrounded, that he has absolutely nowhere to go, and he's doing that by just stalking him, pressurising, not with throwing a barrow load of punches. So, and I like to see fighters learning at this level. Try things out that's going to work for you as you move up. It's not about how quickly you can blast people out. So he's trying things, he's keeping a cool head. So, okay, not calling it wonderful. I mean, at this level he should be looking good, but it's I think they're improvements.
And it's about patience, no question about it, because Paul Morby might be limited, but he is not a mug. He can survive and spoil and be awkward and difficult, go the long distances and make you look bad. And you just wonder, the Jeffries of 12 months ago might have been struggling mentally. He looks okay so far in this one.
Listen, when you're on the inside, okay, time up with one hand and work the free hand, right? It's the uppercut's the shot. Water, cheers mate. Okay, try and find the uppercut on the inside, Paul, yeah? Alright? More movement, I want more movement. More. Look for the uppercut on the inside, right? Caught the good right hand, left hand there, straight left hand, it was alright.
Good couple of rounds for the man on the left. Tony Jeffries has been throwing more, landing more, and Paul Morby on the right there in very much survival mode and barely landing a glove at the moment.
Okay, you'll walk right into it.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Yeah, but keeping the distance, giving himself room to get the punches home, boxing well.
So round 3, Tony Jeffries from Sunderland and LA, I suppose we have to say. He's spending a lot of time over there now, working in the Brooks gym against Paul Morby from Portsmouth. His biggest claim to fame was a win in the unofficial Battle of the Solent against Matthew Barney of Southampton, that for the area light heavyweight title, which he subsequently lost to Daniel Cadman.
I think maybe some body work would go down well for Jeffries here. He's finding it difficult. You know, obviously Morby has been careful, been a little bit awkward. That's better. but maybe work the body, open up the defences a little bit. See, that's these big thumping arm punches he can generate up close. That really is going to become an asset as he moves along. Very heavy-handed.
When he sets himself and plants his feet, there is a lot of power in there. No wonder Morby is on his bike, looking to stay out of harm's way. Not originally planned like this, of course, because Morby's a sub, but this is a real good test of the temperament, this new temperament that we're talking about with Tony Jeffries. How does he cope with a tricky, awkward opponent who's there to survive and spoil without losing his patience?
I think what he's going to have to do before he does become frustrated, he's going to have to get this fellow under control and maybe get him out of there. We don't want this dragging on too long, because it's a match that could become messy, which won't help his reputation any. So he's going to have to think tactics the same, but start digging the punches in that'll get this fellow out of there. Don't want this dragging on too long.
Good point you made about the body earlier, Jim. I mean, Jeffries is not looking downstairs at the moment. Still headhunting. A little bit more variety from Jeffries would make Morby think a little bit more, and that would open him up. Oh, decent right hand lands. Morby soaks it up, ties him up. Can't keep him away for long.
Yeah, well, he's trying things out, didn't quite come off, but at least he's trying them.
A big ooh and ah from the crowd there as a right hand landed, but it landed on the glove. Morby took it very well, but a couple got through there, and then Morby lands a decent left hook and doubles it up.
You know, I mean, it's a pity, obviously, they want to bring Jeffries back gently, but it'd have been far better against an opponent who thinks he has a chance of winning. It's really difficult to look good against this kind of opponent, southpaw into the bargain, so it's frustrating stuff.
Listen, you're starting to warm up now, Paul. You're starting to make him look stupid, right? I'm not impressed with what he's doing now, right? You're messing him about. Continue it, all right?
It's right hand, 3 jabs, right hand. Okay, you got to follow instructions now, okay?
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to catch this guy. You're looking to catch him with one clean right hand. It ain't going to happen like that, man. You got to show him that jab. Keep using the jab. Every right hand that you catch him with, you catch him because you're showing him the jab first, okay? Show him that jab. He'll never see the right hand coming.
Tommy Burns just saying you're trying to catch him with one big right hand, and that's not going to work. You've got to jab a lot more. And so you've got to follow instructions. I guess if you're working with someone like Tommy Brooks, if you're not listening, you're wasting your time.
Yeah, but Morby's corner was saying you're frustrating him, you've nothing really too much to worry about so far. Okay, he's losing the fight, and it's true, he is frustrating Jeffries a little bit.
Too much holding, says Howard Foster. Round 4. He's an awkward customer, this Paul Morby. There might not be much intent there, but one intention he has is to survive, and he's looking very good at that.
See, he's forever on the move, so he's not been caught the clean punches. He's not committing himself to be countered strongly, so he's been difficult to pin down. And I think maybe the sooner they move Jeffries up in class against opponents who will have a go with him, the better he's going to look. Really, I don't know how many people could look good against Morby tonight. He's awkward.
Don't know. Come on, get him out, Tony. Right, step back. One step back, straight away.
He's going to take more than one big right hand, you think, and you would like to see a lot more variety coming from Jeffries. Where's the body shots? Where's the hooks? Where's the uppercuts? He forgets the jab.
See, the problem for Jeffries now, he's getting too close. He's giving Morby the opportunity to spoil, and he's taking it. Getting too close, he has to do his work from arm's length, punch as he moves forward. It's becoming scrappy. And it's all down to the fact that he's warning both men, but we both know it's Morby who's doing the holding.
Well, you always want to dictate the terms when you're in a boxing ring, don't you? And right now, even though he's losing the fight, this fight is going Morby's way. He's surviving, he's spoiling, he's not getting hurt, and he's making his opponent look very ordinary.
Yeah, his ambition here is to go the 6 rounds. I don't expect he came here with plans that he could win it. Sorry, 8 rounds. But just I think the longer it goes, the more frustrated Jeffries is going to become, and I hope he doesn't revert back to the old Tony Jeffries.
Well, this has been a very frustrating night so far. And Howard Foster having another word. And this is not the ring return that Jeffries was envisaging for himself.
Get off the red, don't pull down.
Yeah, Jeffries was holding and punching at the same time again, all the signs of frustration.
Just the expectation level when you're an Olympic medalist is so much higher. It's not enough to win, you've got to win with authority and win well, and Jeffries might be winning this fight, but again, he's struggling to impress. Instead it's the defensive and survival work of Paul Morby that's catching the eye right now.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you're making this hard, bro. Hey, look, now this round I want you to go left, right hook.
Yeah.
Left, right hook. Left, right hook to the head, left, right hook to the body.
Have a word, you go cut this holding out, okay?
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. Close your eyes, close your eyes. 1-2 hook, okay? 1-2 hook to the head, 1-2 hook to the body, okay? Don't forget your jab, man. That's how you busting him up with your jab, baby. Okay?
Well, there's the game plan. Can he follow it? Tommy Brooks knows what's needed, those 1-2 hooks, and don't forget the jab. And the jab does go out the window.
Yeah, well, Jeffries went back to his corner with a look on his face that he wasn't expecting praise from Tommy Brooks, and he didn't get it. Yes, he's making hard work of this.
Well, let's see if he follows instructions and see what will happen if he does. But straight away they're tied up, and he can't do any damage from there.
Watch the leg, come on, box on.
You know, it might be an idea for Jeffries just to try to outbox this fellow for a round. Just use the jab, use the long punches, forget about the knockout. He's trying too hard to get Morby out of there. Outbox him, use the long punches, use the skills, use some movement, then maybe move in for the finisher. He's got him at last, maybe.
And there was a left hook to the body there earlier as well.
There was a clash of heads. I just haven't seen the right eye of Jeffries since. So they were both one for the head clash. So I'm wondering, is there some blood on Jeffries' eye? Hopefully not. Still he hasn't been round this side yet to give me a look at it, but hopefully not.
Well, he's been cut in 3 of his last 4, Jeffries. So he does sustain damage.
Time out.
And Howard
Yep,
Foster
that was
having
going to have a
more
look
words.
at
And,
it.
yeah, this is not good news.
Accidental.
Saying it's an accidental clash.
We see it again. This is the fight becomes untidy because Jeffries hasn't got this awkward fellow under control, and now he has another eye injury which puts him out of action yet again. I mean, what he needs is a bit of fluence in his career. He has to tie things together, has to get on the march, and then because he's allowed this to develop into a mess, that's him on the sidelines once again.
And have you noticed how Morby's demeanour has changed as well? He did look like he was running scared the first couple of rounds, but he's still running, but he looks a lot more controlled and confident, just like that, slipping away effortlessly, tying him up whenever he needs to.
You know, it's just a great pity they didn't bring him back against a decent opponent who felt he had a chance of victory. I think Jeffries would have looked so much better, but they put him in with a southpaw survivor who's impossible to look good against, so we have that disappointment. Added to that, the disaster of the cut eye. Really, a night we could all have done without, I'm afraid.
The last few seconds of this 5th round, and he doesn't seem to have followed instructions. Those 1-2 hooks, he had one to the body, had some success with it. He opened him up after that left hook to the body that landed, and there was a brief moment there with Morby on the ropes that he was taking some punishment, and then he's just forgotten about it again. Again, winning the round, you would think, but not impressing.
Hey, listen, Tom.
Hold up.
Hey, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
Keep your eyes closed.
Hey, look. 1, 2, 3 hook, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 hook to the body. Body here. Body here. Okay? How you feel?
Well, the instructions couldn't
Don't
be
you
any
move
clearer.
till I tell you, right?
There you go. Here's some water, Tom.
Go on. You
How you
stay
feel,
there
man?
till I tell you.
Hey, look. Look, relax and just let the stuff flow, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is easy. This is
No,
easy,
no,
man.
the cut's all right.
Hey, look, this guy's ready to go anyway, man. He's looking for a way to get out of here. Follow him? Follow me?
Has that been part of the problem really for
Stay where
Tony
you are.
Jeffries throughout his pro career? It's almost like he tries too hard to impress. He does need to relax and just let the punches flow.
Round 6.
Well, I don't know Tommy Brooks' training methods, but I would have Tony Jeffries sparring round after round after round. I don't mean heavy sparring, but to polish up in the technique, to learn how to, you know, to get the moves out, to get the punches out, to pin opponents down, because it's his technique that just lets him down. He's forcing things again tonight. I see improvements in his temperament, but still a bit more imagination required.
I'm sure Tommy Brooks must be worried how the instructions tend to get forgotten as well. He doesn't box to a game plan. He might have the game plan going in, but it does go out the window. And you've got to give Morby some credit. It's not his job to go in there and make Tony Jeffries look good.
Yeah, Morby holding again, but Jeffries once again getting too close. He has to step back, give himself a little bit of room, and when he feels he has the fellow under pressure, step back and find some room. Now those were impressive punches. Can he step back and capitalise on that? No.
No, it was a decent combination. One landed a single punch, and then Morby's miles away again. Three punches, the first two missed, the second one just about got through, but only just. And missing again. And it is disheartening for any boxer to throw there that and not be able to land, and that's happened a lot to Tony Jeffries tonight.
I mean, at the moment Jeffries is doing the right thing. You know, he's putting punches out in little bunches. He's not winding up big single shots, but he just finds himself in with a nightmare of an opponent, and even doing the right things, when the right things aren't working, then it's a tough night you have.
Yeah, it has been a tough night, and not getting any easier.
See, I just think maybe he's becoming a little bit predictable against a fighter, a survivor like Morby. Is something out of the ordinary you're looking for, maybe an uppercut through the middle. You know, do something, try something you haven't tried so far, but Tony just seems to be doing the same things round after round.
Well, more damage to the eye for Tony Jeffries. from the previous round. We think that's where it might have occurred.
There was a bad clash of heads. They both come down, but I'm pretty sure Howard Foster saw it taking place, and he called straight away an accidental butt. I think that.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there you go. I think the problem for Jeffries too, he never seems to take a little nick. I mean, it's always, every time he's been cut, it's been a real gash of a cut, and that's what's happened again.
Yeah, that's a worry. It really is. This is 4 fights out of 5 now.
Yeah.
But he's needed the cut man to go to work.
Don't you move, Tony, don't you move. Left right hook to the head, left right hook to the body, all right?
Tommy Brooks is just repeating the mantra again. He's not changing anything. Can Jeffries deliver? So far, you can count on the fingers of one hand the number of times he's actually rocked Paul Morby, if at all. Well, our reporter Ed Robinson has been casting an ear into the Jeffries corner. Ed, what are you hearing in there?
Well, Frank Hopkins, the cut man, says it is a bad cut. It's going to require at least 4 to 5 stitches, and it might get worse. Obviously, if the referee stops the fight, it will go to the scorecards now because the Board of Control have changed their rules. And Tommy Brooks just says that Tony Jeffries is trying too hard to land that one big punch, trying too hard to impress. Spencer Oliver, just to my left, says that the main problem is that he's falling in on Paul Morby. He's not giving himself room to work, but yeah, still a work in progress, obviously.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. Can't disagree with any of that. Again, looking for the big one punch. It's been the story of his career, hasn't it? That and the cuts.
As I was saying earlier, Nick, if he'd maybe just spent a round outboxing this fellow, stop trying to finish it every round, just use the jab, find a way to get some punches home, confuse the fellow, use some skill. Tony's he's a powerful boxer, he's a strong boxer, he's a heavy puncher, but he's nothing that he does is subtle. He's kind of straight in your face, and Morby's he's coping with it now. He knows what to expect and he's handling it and he's surviving.
Well, he settled down, didn't he, those first couple of rounds? I think Brooks was absolutely right. He was running. He was afraid of either the reputation or the power, and then he realised, this guy can't bother me.
I think what was alarming at the end of the second round, Morby's cornered and told him, everything's okay here, nothing too much to worry about.
And even then we've got a little ripple of excitement from the crowd, but not a whole lot to get excited about. Most of those punches Morby was dodging or catching on the gloves and the arms. And again, just sliding away effortlessly. Jeffries trying to stay on him. And again, the frustration as the forearm goes in. You can see it in his eyes. He's so frustrated in there, Tony Jeffries. It must be so hard for him. He knows what he wants to do, and for whatever reason, he just can't deliver at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you have to sympathise a little bit with him, but you also have to ask the question, if you can't get an awkward fighter under control, are you going to get a good class fighter under control? I mean, really, okay, he's winning clearly. He's pretty much dominating things. But there's a lack of quality, and as I've said before, maybe a lack of imagination. We need to see him try something different, maybe an uppercut, maybe put some hooks together, but it's just ramming forward, ramming straight punches that are not landing.
Same story every round, isn't it? Nothing changes.
We'll get up, mate.
Well, here's the good news for Tony. He's ahead on points.
Cut's not a problem, Pan.
Hey, Tom.
And there's not the very good news. The cut's not a problem.
Bro. Tony, what happened to your jab?
Yeah, I mean, more good news. It's almost over. Well, I was calling for body shots as early as the second round, you'll remember, because awkward guys, they can't pull the body away, and there's plenty of target there. I mean, Morby is protecting his head at all times. There's plenty of target downstairs, but Tony has never tumbled to that. Plenty of time and opportunity there to ram some body shots home. Didn't happen.
Well, I'll tell you something as we get ready for this last round. If Tony Jeffries doesn't start listening to Tommy Brooks, he's going to be spending a cold winter in Sunderland. He won't be going back to LA. This has not been a night to remember for Tony Jeffries. Can he find something in these last 3 minutes make us forget all the frustrations and turn everything around.
I mean, I can't help sympathising with him. I think they're going to have to match him a bit tougher. You know, he looked bad against Benbula a couple of fights ago. He's looked bad again tonight. I think there are some improvements in his attitude and his patience and whatever, but I don't see great improvements in his technique as yet. So we're as well finding out pretty soon what's going to happen when they do move him up. I don't mean take too many chances. The head's coming together again. Just put him in with someone who believes they have a chance of beating him, and we'll see better action and maybe a better performance.
Some apologies required because there was a little bit of language in the corner between rounds, so we apologise for that, beyond our control of course. It's a good point to make about Jeffries is you look at early in his career, they've had all these stoppages. I think they've virtually all come in the first couple of rounds, haven't they, which tells you either he just bombs guys out of there, and if he can't do that, if he can't work them out, he just struggles.
You know, I think of all the Olympic boys who turned pro a couple of years ago, I think Jeffries, I thought he would have slotted into the pro game immediately, but he seems to be the one who's struggling with the leap from the amateur game up to the pro game.
Jim, he's talking about he'd like a fight with George Groves. He's way off that.
No, he's nowhere near ready for that. Now, you need a couple of impressive scalps on his belt and a couple of really good performances that we can rave about. We all have off nights, but the trouble with Jeffries, we need a special night, and we haven't really seen any of those.
Paul Morby has come in and done his job. His job was to make Tony Jeffries look very ordinary. Job done.
And I think what tells the story too, you know, is the atmosphere, you know, the reaction of the crowd. You know, there's never been one bit of drama to get them on the edge of their seat. Feel sorry for Jeffries. Congratulations to Morby. He's done exactly what he came here to do. But it's been a bit of a suffering for Jeffries and the fans, I'm afraid. People actually walking about at the moment because what they've seen already is what they're going to go on seeing, I'm afraid.
But Jeffries should get the verdict as we get down to the last few seconds. There should be no doubt about that at all. Paul Morby did not come here to win. He came here to get through. Well, Jeffries can walk out of here with the victory, but that's about it. His reputation, his stock has not been enhanced. Tough night for Tony Jeffries. Polite applause. And that's about it. Well, Jeffries, I'm sure, would have dominated on the statistics because Morby just wasn't throwing punches, let alone landing them.